On February the 8th, Seymour Hersh, a senior American investigative reporter and Pulitzer Prize winner, published a detailed investigation article titled How America Took Out the Nord Stream Pipeline. Who blew up the Nord Stream pipeline became an international hot topic once again. President Biden and his foreign policy team had been vocal and consistent in their hostility to the Nord Stream pipelines. Two pipelines of the Nord Stream 1 had been providing Germany and much of Western Europe with cheap Russian natural gas for more than a decade. A second pair of pipelines, called Nord Stream 2, had been built, but were not yet operational. America's fears include, Putin would now have an additional and much-needed major source of income, and Germany and the rest of Western Europe would become addicted to low-cost natural gas supplied by Russia, while diminishing European reliance on America. Since Biden took office in January 20, 2021, Russian troops have been steadily and ominously building up on the borders of Ukraine, and by the end of December more than 100,000 soldiers were in position to strike from Belarus and Crimea. Biden authorized Jake Sullivan to bring together an interagency group to come up with a plan. Men and women from the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the CIA, and the State and Treasury departments were asked to provide recommendations about how to respond to Putin's impending attack. What became clear to participants is that Sullivan intended for the group to come up with a plan for the destruction of the two Nord Stream pipelines, and that he was delivering on the desires of the president. Over the next several meetings, the participants debated options for an attack. CIA Director Burns authorized an agency working group, which then began to craft a plan for a covert operation that would use deep-sea divers to trigger an explosion along the pipeline. Due to geographical and historical reasons, Norway was the perfect place to base the mission. On January 27, 2022, Undersecretary Nuland said that, "I want to be very clear to you today, if Russia invades Ukraine, one way or another Nord Stream 2 will not move forward." On February 7th, Biden said he had discussed a robust sanctions package with German Chancellor Scholz. Biden defiantly said, "If Russia invades, there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it." Sometime in March, a few members of the CIA working group flew to Norway to meet with the Norwegian Secret Service and Navy, and was quick to find the right spot in the shallow waters of the Baltic Sea. In June, under cover of a NATO exercise, US Navy divers dived to plant remote-controlled explosives. On September 26th, a Norwegian Navy P-8 surveillance plane dropped a sonar buoy. A few hours later, 3 of the 4 pipelines were put out of commission. In late January 2023, Nuland said, "I think the administration is very gratified to know that Nord Stream 2 is now, as you like to say, a hunk of metal at the bottom of the sea."